Hello and welcome to Sports 5 TV. Today we're joined by the all-time most capped England international, 2003 World Cup winner and IRB Hall of Famer Jason Leonard. How are you?
No, I'm very good, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad. So up until 2013 you held the most caps for a forward. Great honour to hold so many caps, I'd imagine.
Yeah, you never think about it when you start playing the game. It's only when it happens it's a great accolade. But you don't think about it that much. The priority is actually just playing and getting on. If you play well enough, you get picked for the next game. If you don't, sadly, you don't play in the next game. So it's one of those things. I'll say your biggest honour is always representing your country, pulling on the shirt. That would be the biggest thing. To get a world record, it's just icing on the cake.
And obviously you're way ahead of front of anyone currently playing. How long is this record going to last?
I don't think it'll last that long. I think younger players are coming into the game now, so they start their international career younger. There's more games in a calendar season now, in an international calendar season. So again, you could have someone who could beat me within sort of 8, 9, 10 years if they play all the time. There's a lot of luck there that you've got to be injury free. Yeah. I was only injured a few times, but is it possible? Yes, it is. I get asked quite a lot. Do you think someone will beat your record? And you go, yeah, it will only be a matter of time. It'll only be a matter of time.
Yeah, of course. And you started your international career in 1990, and a year later you were representing England in the World Cup final. Obviously, you unfortunately lost, but how hard was that to take at the time?
As a young player, it was quite a bitter pill. And again, I was most probably more upset for the senior players in the squad that I wouldn't say that was their last chance, but players got round to the next World Cup, which was obviously in 95, but we didn't have the same team there, and there was retirements along the way. So I was more upset that certain players like Ackford or Dooley or you have a look at a Winterbottom, those type of players who were England legends to me, and to get that close, but then to end up just being a tiny bit short, that was probably the most painful thing.
But obviously, on a happier note, 2003. Just describe the emotions of the whole day.
Quite a weird one, actually. We went into the game as favourites. We felt we was favourites. We didn't feel nervous about that. We'd beaten everyone home and away for the best part of 18 months, so we'd beaten everybody, so we was favourites. We wasn't worried about that. We just wanted to go out and play. I'd say at the end of it, pure elation at winning it, but I suppose to a certain degree on a flip side of 190, it was just where I felt sorry for people in 1990, 1991. You're like, I was overjoyed for people in 2003 because that side had come through a lot together. We'd won very good, important games, but we'd also lost important games as well. We'd lost Grand Slams along the way. Some of the squad, personal tragedies, lost family and stuff like that. So we were actually very tight as a squad. So for me, whilst you have that initial rush of adrenaline for winning it, but you tended to look around the squad going, I'm chuffed for him, and I'm so glad we've done it for him, sort of thing like that. It was a very special and tight squad.
And coming up to present day, obviously Stuart Lancaster's just named his squad for the Six Nations. Any shock omissions or inclusions for you?
No, not really. I mean, that's most probably, I would say the sad thing is we've got a few more injuries again, where we've just got 6, 7 odd players back from injury, and some of them Lions as well. You're looking at Corbisiero, Tom Youngs, Dan Cole, Mako. You're looking at Tom Croft. You're looking at these guys coming back into the side, and you're thinking, or into the squad, and then you think that's fantastic, that's brilliant. And then, but sadly, going the other way, we've sort of lost Tuilagi, we've lost Launchbury, and obviously player of the autumn internationals, Ben Morgan. So I suppose there's an element where that is the modern game now, that you never really take to the field with every single one of your best players. It's how you manage it, and I think what England's shown in their selection today with the England squad and the Saxon squad as well is most probably they've got a huge amount of strength in depth. which I don't think they had 4 years ago, but I do think they have got now.
Yeah, so obviously the Six Nations going into World Cup year, obviously the Six Nations is yet to be played, but how do you think we are generally after the autumn series? Do you think that was a successful series?
Yeah, if you have a look at the results, disappointed with the first 2 games. We lost to New Zealand, and again, a bounce of a ball, a referee's decision. It could have gone either way. They scored a try, which in the match didn't look like a try. It was the only decision. The referee didn't go upstairs. He questioned every other try that was scored, but he didn't question that one. So that was 7 points that went begging. Same with South Africa. An interception try. That was an interception try, run away, score, a conversion. So we gifted the opposition 7 points in each game, but we only lost by 1 or 2 points. So there's improvement there. We beat Australia, and we beat Australia, I felt, quite convincingly. I felt that we edged Australia out of the game. So they're there or thereabouts. I've got to say that. They're getting better, they're improving, and they're learning from their mistakes. So hopefully, as you said, like with the World Cup here this year, all the support behind them, they can get that final push and improve.
And obviously you're saying that a lot of players coming back bringing a lot of strength and depth, but is there a bit of a worry that you need that consistency to win a World Cup? Because obviously you need to get 7 games on the bounce.
Yeah, there is. But again, I think where we've had a problem, it's been 6 and 7 injuries, where you have a look at a New Zealand or a South Africa, I would say is most probably 1 and 2 teams in the world at this moment in time. They can lose 1 player or even 2 players and then bring someone through. So a very talented young player who's most probably deserving of a game anyway, who is on the edge of being capped, that comes in. You can cater for that. You can support someone like that. But when you're talking 4s and 5s and 6 people through injury, which is that you can't cater for that, it's a big ask. So you are right. It'll be nice to see the group of players starting this Six Nations against Wales actually go all the way through the championship. And whether the injured players can come back at some point, depending on their injuries, we'll see. But yeah, you are right. That would be fantastic to see if that happens.
And predictions for the World Cup. Sorry to put you on the spot. Obviously, pool of death is going to be hard enough to choose anyway. But what do you think? What would be realistically a good return for England?
I think England will be there or thereabouts come the end of the competition. I think the game against Wales is pivotal. I think England fancy their chances. I think Wales they fancy their chances. England have quite confident, I'll say, about beating Australia. I'd say Wales at this moment in time, it's not one of the monkeys they've got off their back yet. I've got to say that now. The Australian players seem to think they've got the sort of voodoo sign over Wales. So I think it will come down to that. I think England and Wales fancy knocking over each other. England fancy beating Australia, and it will come down to Wales and Australia. So yeah, I think they can get out of the, as you said, the pool of death. But how great is that for a World Cup? It's brilliant. But I think they can get all the way through to the end of the tournament. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much, Jason.
Lovely. Cheers.